Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another sunscreen review video. So I went to Korea recently and you could not stop by an Olive Young when you're in Korea. What's special about this video is that I went hammer on all of these sunscreen that you probably have never heard before. So let's just say I got a ton and I'm going to do a review for you guys. But what's really fun about shopping in Olive Young is that a lot of these come in like 1+1, or if they comes in like samples of other products in the same company. And I'm going to review 7 sunscreen in 7 days. But I did want to quickly talk to you about how you can purchase these Korean sunscreen and how you can save money while shopping them. So I usually like to buy my Korean sunscreen on this website called Stylevana. But the problem with that is that the products usually just come by itself, just an item, not really any 1+1 or any free sample. So if you want to buy products that has like samples or 1+1, then you typically would want to buy it on Olive Young. With that, I want to introduce you to Rakuten. I promise this is not sponsored. I've just been using them since like 2017. So right now, if you sign up using my link, you can get $30 back on your first purchase of $30 on top of Olive Young being 2% cash back of your total purchase order. So that's like basically free money. Anyways, I just want to tell you that so you can save money on your holiday shopping. Let's just get started with the first sunscreen. My bare face. Let's start with the sunscreen. The first sunscreen that I'm trying out coincidentally matches my yellow shirt, but this is the Athe Vegan Relief Sun Essence, and I've actually seen a lot of this being top 20 in Olive Young. I haven't seen anyone post it online that they have reviewed it or like it, so I want to try it out and test it. Of course, a lot of Olive Young like packaging and items, they come with freebies, so this one comes with the full size, but also it has the mini like travel size. This is one of my favorite packaging because it's so sleek and like nice, but it comes in a pump. Bottle is 70 mils, which is a little bit bigger than the average like Korean sunscreen bottle, which is 50 mils. But let's put it on our face and see how it applies on my skin. Not really satisfying, but we can work with it. Now the important part, the eyelid test to see if it irritates my eye. This actually feels really nice on my skin. It has more of a creamy texture, so it does kind of like feel a little bit more tacky, but not like sticky. But it doesn't feel heavy or anything on my skin. It just feels like there is cream on my face. Kind of like a moisturizer. It did not sting my eyes, which I'm very sensitive to that. And it has like a warm, beachy smell, you know, like the coconut, but it's not like too overwhelming where you smell it on your face. It's more like you smell it if you put your hand up to your nose, and I actually really like it because it smells nice. It smells like a beach. Check back in about 2 hours and then reapply and then let you know how it looks, how it feels, and my final conclusion on this sunscreen. 2 hours and I'm back, but it's so dark today because it's like cloudy and there's just like no sunlight, but my skin feels absolutely great, and I'm going to reapply really quick and then tell you my final opinions on this sunscreen. This sunscreen, you just absolutely have to pump it on your hand, not on your face. This is my skin after the reapplication. I feel like it's just like when I first applied the sunscreen. It feels really great. It's kind of like I apply a moisturizer. For my rating, I am definitely giving this a 9 out of 10. It doesn't sting my eyes. It feels really great on the skin and it looks great on the skin. No white cast. It's a little bit moisturizing, so it's great for the winter. It's definitely one of my favorite sunscreen and I just really like it a lot. I like the pump, I like the texture, I like the look of this. So if you're looking for a new sunscreen for the winter, I highly recommend this one. New day, new sunscreen. Today I will be reviewing the Numbuzin Pure Full Calming Water Sunscreen. I really like that buying from Olive Young. They give you like 1+1 a lot. So this I have 1+1. Basically buy one get one free. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's just a nice tube. Really like this kind of like nozzle because it just gives you a really smooth and even pump. Let's apply. So satisfying. It has like a green tint, so hopefully it's good for redness. some residue. Let's apply on the eyes. So I don't think the green tint does anything. It's just, I guess, the color. No smell, no scent. Yeah, I don't smell anything. Definitely fragrance free. It doesn't really sting my eyes. It has, of course, no white cast. The texture is more on like the watery, and it does feel like a little tacky on my skin, but it's not like heavy. It's me a lot of the Biore UV sunscreen. I'll put a picture here. I've used it before and I didn't review it because I really don't like it. It has like an alcohol scent and it stings my eyes so bad. That sunscreen is a no-no, but this one has the same texture but no stingy and no smell. I like it. Anyway, so that's my first impressions. I will check back in 2 hours. After 2 hours, and this is what my skin looks like, I'm going to reapply the sunscreen and show you how it looks on the second application. So what is my final conclusion on this sunscreen? I feel like I would give it a 8.5 out of 10. I like a lot of things about this sunscreen. The fact that it doesn't sting my eyes, it has like no strong scent. It's just the packaging is nice. I like just a basic tube like this, okay? The thing I don't like about this sunscreen is that it has like the green tint, and I don't know, the packaging showed this kind of result, but I feel like it doesn't do much to my redness. And also, I don't know if it's just this type of watery sunscreen or like this gel formula, but I feel like it's kind of tightening on the skin. Maybe this wouldn't be great for winter, but this may be great for the summer. Other than that, this is really great and it's just a nice basic sunscreen. Okay, third sunscreen. Today I have the Cool or S&P. I think the brand is S&P. This is the S&P UV Perfect Air Cool Sunscreen SPF 50 plus PA plus 4 plus. All of the sunscreen have 4 pluses. And also come with a 1+1 because I got it from Olive Young. So the packaging looks like this. It's a nice tube squeeze out bottle. This is also a 50 grams bottle, which is the normal typical size for Korean sunscreen. I like the color. Let's put it on our face. So still some residue on my hands. Let's put it on our eyes. Of course, we don't want to forget our neck. Wow, it's so red. I think I rub it too hard. The texture is really nice. It's kind of a mixture between a creamy formula and a little watery, but tight on my forehead, tingling on my eyes, but not too bad. It doesn't like immediately burn my eyes, but it does have a floral scent. Like right now I can smell a little bit when I apply it on. Other than that, this is a pretty good sunscreen, so I'll check back in 2 hours. Why is my nose red? Okay, so I'm back after 2 hours and I'm going to reapply the sunscreen. What do I think of this sunscreen? I am giving this a 7 out of 10. I honestly really like the smell. It smells very florally. Actually, it reminds me of Armani My Way, just a little bit lighter, so definitely not as strong. Also, it didn't sting my eyes. Maybe like a little tingle if you kind of like cry or like put eye drop. A lot of sunscreen kind of sting a little bit when you put eye drop because I guess the mix of the two chemical thing does not work. I don't know, don't quote me on that. But the part where I deduct a lot of point is on the texture and the feeling of the sunscreen on my face. It feels like I'm putting on face mask, and I thought it would get better and absorb through times, but after 2 hours it just sit on my skin, and I probably won't repurchase this, but I'll definitely use it up because I like the smell and it doesn't sting my eyes. So let's move on to the fourth sunscreen. It's been 4 days and we're back with another sunscreen. Today I have the Tarba Platinum UV Essence Waterfull Plus SPF 50 plus PA plus. I actually got this sunscreen shipped to me from Stylevana, so I didn't get this in Olive Young, but I've seen it in almost all of the Olive Youngs that I've been to. And let me just tell you, I think when I got this, it was it was last year definitely, and the price was maybe equal to the Instant Tree sunscreen, but this, I saw this listed for 50,000 won, so around 42, 45 US dollar. Can we talk about inflation or the price jump? Like, that is so crazy. I've used this quite a bit, so I have a lot of opinions on this sunscreen. So I think the packaging is pretty basic to me. It's just a squeeze out tube looking like this. So in this video, I'm just going to apply one time. Let's just apply and I'll let you know what my opinions are. Don't forget your neck. Did you notice one thing I did differently from the sunscreen to the other sunscreens? I did not apply it on my eyes, and let me tell you why. This sunscreen will sting your eyes. I have tried this several times. It wasn't a one-off, and I've had my friends who watched reviews while we're in Korea, and other reviewers also said that this sting your eyes, so don't put it near your eyes. That's why I didn't even put it near my lid or anything. Sting my eyes after maybe like 10 minutes. Other than it irritates my eyes, I really like the texture. I think it's very different. It's more on the creamy side, so it gives more like a velvety night cream, thick moisturizing feel to the skin. Would say it's great for the winter, not so much the summer, and if you have super oily skin, this might feel a little bit too heavy. There are no white casts, and it actually makes my skin look super like glowy and youthful, so that's really great. And also I think the smell is really interesting. Vanilla cake, I don't know, I just have this smells of like this warmth to it, which I don't mind at all. But from everything I said, I would give this sunscreen a 6 out of 10. The biggest drawback for me with any sunscreen is that it irritates my eyes. And with this being 50,000 won, I just think it's so expensive to have that kind of negative drawback. You know, I could find other sunscreen that are under that price that works pretty well. But other than that, let's move on to the next sunscreen. Fifth day, fifth sunscreen. Today, I'm using from the brand PRMR, which stands for Primera. This is the Repairing Cera-Capsule UV Protector SPF 50 plus PA+++++. This is a very interesting brand. I actually bought their moisturizer and I've been using it, and it's really nice on the skin, so I have really good expectation for this brand. I got this at Olive Young, so of course it comes with some sample. I think this is the cleanser that they gave for freebie inside the box. But the sunscreen looks like this. It comes in a squeeze bottle, and I love this kind of nozzle. Okay, so this bottle is actually smaller than the average size. This is a 40 milliliters, and the average size is, like I said, 50 milliliters. Let's apply it on our skin. So let's apply it on our eyes. Okay, so first impression, I think the ones that kind of surprised me and like, whoa, is the smell. It has like this wood, like warm vanilla wood and orange smell. It's really weird. It's like citrusy but also woody, but I don't really mind it, so I can't comment on that. It applies almost like creamy velvety. It's like moisturizing like a night cream, but also you feel like you're applying on a makeup primer. Thinking it's kind of similar to like Benefit pore filling primer. It doesn't sting my eyes, which is really good, but I will have to check back in 2 hours and reapply and let you know my final conclusion. Okay, it's been 2 hours and I wanted to tell you my eyes sting. The sunscreen kind of like, you know, slowly seep into my eyes and it burns. The citrus smell definitely does something because it stings my eyes. It's like when you squeeze oranges or something hits your eyes. That's how it feels like to me. So I'm just going to reapply this on my skin, avoiding my eyes, and just tell you my final opinion. Okay, what am I giving this? I am giving this a 5 out of 10. It's 1 point less than the Tonoe-Up sunscreen, even though they're both kind of sting my eyes. It's because at least the Tonoe-Up sunscreen doesn't have the citrus smell, and obviously the smell is strong when you apply it, but actually after an hour or an hour and a half, I can still smell it on my hands and my skin. Other than that, the texture is really nice. It applies really well on my skin, no white cast. Since it's more on the higher end and only 40 mils, which is smaller than the average, I just feel like it's not worth getting this, which is such a shame because I love the packaging, but the formula is just not for me. Let's move on to the next sunscreen. Day 6 sunscreen. It is the Skin 1004. Actually, I've heard that it stands for Skin Angel, but like the 1004, if you pronounce it in Korean, it sounds like an angel. This is the Madagascar Centella Hyalu-Cica Water Fit Sun Serum SPF 50 plus PA plus, made with pure Centella from Madagascar. So from the look of this, it's obvious that I didn't get it in Olive Young. I got this like a long time ago, and I actually have used up like one bottle before, so this is my second bottle. So I don't know, that can tell you how I feel about this sunscreen. So same as the other sunscreen, since I've used it before, I'm just going to apply it one time and I'll tell you my full opinions on this. This is a 50 ml bottle and it comes in a pump. I think with the pump it's best to just apply it on our finger. The important part, on our eyelids. For my final opinion on this sunscreen, I'm giving this sunscreen a 9.5 out of 10, and here's why. I really like it because it feels so great on the skin. A lot of people compare this to the Instant Tree. I feel like it's not really similar. I think it's like a mixture between the Instant Tree and the Beauty of Joseon, where it's kind of like watery, gel-like, but also has a creaminess to it. It applies really well on my skin. It doesn't leave any white cast, and I've actually used this in Vietnam where the humidity is much higher than in California, and throughout the day there's no peeling, there's no stickiness, there's no weird residue on my skin. It also doesn't sting my eyes, which #1 factor in what I look for in a sunscreen. The reason I dock off half a point is because it has a weird scent. It has kind of like a wet towel smell. However, I don't think the smell would really bother you unless you smell it up like this. Other than that, I love the sunscreen and I've definitely repurchased this once I run out. Of course, I saved the most exciting one for last. This is the Round Lab sunscreen. And if you're thinking, didn't you already review a Round Lab sunscreen? I did in this video. But this is their 3rd edition of their Birch Juice line of sunscreen. Blue bottle is their original Birch Juice sunscreen, and then they have the green one, which is I think the all minerals. Has a lot of white cast when I swatch it. This is their Tone-Up version, which is like more on the brightening. I got this in Korea, so of course it comes in the bottles, but also it has a freebie. So cute, but we're not reviewing this. The same as the original. It's in a tube. It's 50 ml. Looks the same. It just said Tone-Up right here, and it's pink line, which is really cute. I have high hopes for this because I really like the original one. Okay. It's a pretty white casty, but let's apply it on our eyes. Okay, so I've only swatched this in store. I've never tried it on my face, and I expect the white cast. I have to wait a few more hours to reapply, but so far it feels like a full-on physical sunscreen where it's pretty thick. It did not sting my eyes at all. There's also like no scent, so I'm back after 2 hours and let me just show you my skin. I feel like the white cast did kind of seep in a little bit, but it's still kind of bunched up around my eyelid area, up here, my nose, because I was wearing glasses. Overall, I just feel kind of icky with the sunscreen, if that's the best way I can put it. It's just sitting on my skin, especially my eyelid area. It feels really heavy, but like on my cheeks it's not so bad, so maybe I should just put less product up here. Let's just reapply this. Overall, I will give this sunscreens a 6.5 out of 10. Let's talk about the pros of this sunscreen. First, I really like it that it doesn't sting my eyes. Second, there is no scent to this sunscreen. Like, I don't smell anything, which is really great if you are sensitive to those smells. And third, I feel like it depends on what kind of sunscreen you like. If you only use physical sunscreen, I think this is really good because the white cast is pretty minimal comparing to like American physical sunscreen. Like, I think the sunscreen will work with you and seep into your skin the longer you wear it. For immediate result, like right after you apply it, it will show a little bit of a white cast. I also think me having oily skin, I don't feel any
oiliness. For the cons, obviously the white cast might not be something that I'd reach for. I also think this formula is quite thick, so it's kind of like clay-ish. Could get cakey if you apply this and then makeup and a bunch of foundation, powder, and everything on top. It could get pretty heavy. But yeah, if you come across this and it's on sale and you want to try it because you love the original, then go ahead, but I would not recommend this as my everyday sunscreen. So yeah, that's all for this video. 7 days of 7 Korean sunscreen that you probably might not heard of. But I hope this is helpful and enjoyable for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!